Hey, Service Nation, Mike Campion here. If you, for those of you that are joining us live and or watching the video, you may notice a very good-looking girl to the right of me. Not only is she here, she happens to be my wife, believe it or not. So if any of you guys were like worried about, can Mike sell? Does he actually have money? This is the best answer I can give you, and yes. That's it. Today we are talking about working with your spouse. My bride and I have been married 10 years. Um, I feel like we've had a business 9 out of those 10. Like if you just take out like times we sold and been between businesses, but I was an entrepreneur when we met. I think you worked a little bit in the business when we were dating. Um, I'll let you tell the story of me bamboozling you into marrying me. But yeah, why don't you say hey to Service Nation and let us know what's shaking, and anyone in the live chat that works with their spouse, feel free to give us a shout out. Anyway, I'll let you talk for a second, Natalie. Tell them who you are and why they should care.
Hey, Service Nation. I am Mike's better half, the
Got that right.
reason he does all of this, and the one that makes sure that everything kind of runs smoothly in the background. So, anything that Mike needs, I kind of handle that stuff, make sure that he can give his best to you guys.
All right. So as much as I love my bride, that's a complete bald faced lie. Let's sort. Well, first of all, the better half part correct on all. Actually, that's not true. If you're looking to pull a heavy object out of the earth, I think I would probably be better. Other than that, I think it got, or maybe punching. I don't know if you'd like to get in a physical altercation. I mean, she's tough. Don't get me wrong, but I got 100 pounds on her, so that's cheating. But other than that, I think she's pretty much got it covered. That said, I want to go full disclosure. Um, my bride and I have worked together probably most again if we since we met. Certainly, at a very limited. You tell me if I'm remembering wrong, but a very limited capacity when we were dating, and then when we got married, I got a fire under my butt. Like, holy crap! Because Natalie and I'd been traveling. My business was kind of running on autopilot, and we're just traveling the world. And my business is doing fine, but over 2 or 3 or 4 years of me kind of doing what I want, it slowly degraded. Once I got married, I'm like, holy crap! I gotta figure this out. I gotta provide. So I'm like, I gotta go to work, and that meant poor Natalie had to go to work, and she supported the crap out of me when any sane girl would have left. Anyway, all that to say, we've worked pretty much together 100% of the time until, other than we'd sold businesses and were between businesses, obviously, neither of us worked. But that said, we finally retired her officially. I don't know, feels like it's only been a month or two. Does that seem about right?
Yeah, about a month or two of my retirement. It's been pretty nice.
Okay, so I just again I want to. And Jessica's here. Good to. Yeah, and she's like, I sound. Sounds like she's working with her other half. I don't want to say better because I don't know. She's like, can't wait to hear all the good info and couple working in business. So anyway, only reason I bring that up is I want to be super transparent, right? And I'll be completely transparent to another level. I would say me working with Natalie was probably a 7 from my experience out of 10. I'm guessing hers is going to be different, so I'll let her give her side. And her being retired is, I'd say, a 10 out of 10 for me, which could sound like I'm kind of crapping on you, but I'm not. I promise. Just from an experience. So what I'll give. Let's kind of start with working together and the good and the bad from both our perspective, and then we'll wander into not working together and the good and the bad from each of our perspectives. So from your perspective, walk us through kind of if there's any stages or what you liked or what you didn't like, what worked, what didn't work.
I think working together was kind of like a double-edged sword, right? On one side, you get to spend a lot of time with your spouse. You get to kind of join in that same like excitement and success, and then also kind of support one another and really understand what you're going through when things get tough. I think a lot of people who have a business who don't work with their spouse have a lot of stress and trauma that they don't even know how to express to their spouse, and their spouse doesn't really get it. So there's a lot of like, I don't understand. I need you emotionally for different things. But when you work together, you kind of understand that, and there's some kind of camaraderie and bonding over that. The flip side is oftentimes it doesn't ever turn off, right? Like you don't have that, well, I work from 8 to 5, and outside of that, we're husband and wife, but it doesn't really work that way often. It ends up being like just a 24/7 thing. Like, and that's great when you're dreaming and planning and doing all of those wonderful things. It's exciting. But then when you are trying to take a break and not be partners, there's a fine line between dreaming and working, and it never kind of coming to an end.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. And it's funny because our perspectives are different. A lot of things I felt, and this can be true, I don't think it's a man woman thing as much as it is the owner supporter thing. Like, so as an entrepreneur, I think we're all 24/7. And, when we have spouses or partners that love us, they tolerate, I'll say, I don't know that you were, and you were amazing. Tolerate is probably too strong of a word, but you did a pretty good job of putting up with my a little too much insanity. But we do run the risk of burning ourselves out and then our spouses out as well. I felt like we ebbed and flowed pretty good in terms of it would be pretty intense for weeks at a time, or it's all business all the time. And I like that. But you're like, yeah, I'm not an entrepreneur. I didn't. Maybe you didn't like it as much, or maybe you just tolerated it. But then I also felt like there was times where it kind of ebbed, and I think that has a lot to do with your business stage, right? If you're just starting and holy crap, I got to make payroll. Sometimes you don't get an ebb; it's all flow, right? It's just constantly hitting. But when it's more successful, it's more of like, oh, I want to pick this up or put that down. Is that how you experienced it, or am I put words in your mouth?
Yeah, for the most part. I definitely see that there's some kind of like ebb and flow when the businesses are more needy or when they're kind of more automated. But typically when you've got an entrepreneur such as yourself and a supporter like me, because I'm just not entrepreneurial minded, right? Like I'm not the type of person that would go out and start a business on my own because I don't have that internal drive. So you are definitely more on the A type, very driven and excited about the business and really just like, and that's all the things that I really love about you and that have built these businesses that made them successful. But on the flip side, it can also drive somebody like me absolutely up the wall.
So give me the good, like, because I feel like most of the listeners are going to be in my position of, I'm an entrepreneur, I have a business, and I want my spouse, doesn't have to be, because I'm guessing it's lots of women out there as well, but my spouse I want them to support me, but I don't want to burn them out. Like, what could you recommend to me and to Service Nation to how do you work with your spouse in a way where you can get their support, they feel loved, they're encouraged and excited? Because again, I think part of it for me, a big benefit was I really was excited. I did want to share it with you. I couldn't imagine a world where I had my job or my business and you just didn't know, didn't care. And I think I twisted that into you working, which I don't know that was necessary, but I felt like you kind of had to do that. So what can we do to involve our spouses that may be less entrepreneurial minded than we are without driving them up a frickin' wall?
I think it's just like boxing time, right? Like having time to really like grow, dream, connect, talk to one another. Even if you don't work with your spouse, you want to share that and let them know and kind of make them feel involved so that when things are great, they can share in that exhilaration with you. And when things are difficult, they can be a little bit more supportive and understanding, but putting a box around that time. So, maybe after 6:00, no more business talk, or before 6 a.m., shutting off the phones, all that stuff while you're going out to dinner or in the car or whatever. And you and I have kind of done that where we have certain, I don't want to say rules, but boundaries around work and talk and then intentionally setting aside time to be husband and wife.
Yeah, I think that's and it's funny because I feel like for a business podcast on this topic, it sounds like the old, saying of, well, it's all about communication. I hate saying that because it sounds so tired, but the reason it's been said 1,000 times is correct. So I think if I just want to steamroll and all I want to do is talk about and think about the business, if we don't communicate, you could feel steamrolled. And if and it could go the reverse, right? If you're totally just like, shut up, I don't care, leave me alone, stop talking about it, I could feel like, hey, this is an important part of my life, and we wouldn't connect. So I think there's the balance. So,
oh, that's going to make our conversation after this really awkward.
Good, something to not look forward to. All right. So, and by the way, I think we've had more live viewers on this one. I think the hot chick to my right is helping with the live. Oh, what's going on? It's not just that smelly old dude. There's a good looking girl that's talking. Let's see what she's got to say. Next time it'll be Natalie doing more, and then I'll be out. It'll just be Natalie, and I'll be the spouse working with her, and she'll be like, "How did this happen?" Okay, so I want to say kind of the phases it went through from my perspective, and then I would love to hear, Natalie, what that felt like on your side. So when we first married, Natalie just texted me, "Can you do that? I can't hear any echo, baby. So if it's happening, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. I can hear it. So no one said anything in the chat, so I have high hopes. It's just you, and you're just going to have to deal with it."
Shoot, now everybody's going to know that I do all the tech stuff for you.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Why would you text me? I don't know anything about that. Lindsay, help me. Okay, so what we went through is when we first started, we kind of went back in and we had this business that afforded us the ability to travel and kind of do what we want. And I chose to go back in and kind of get it sorted. Jessica says she's getting teary eyed. That's so sweet. Jessica's like, "I'm like Mike." So that's why I wanted to make the distinction. This isn't the male point of view and the female point of view. It's not that at all. It's really the owner's point of view and the supportive or unsupportive, depending on the day, spouse's point of view. I love that. Okay, good. Lindsay says everything sounds okay. So that goes just you. I wanted you to hear me twice because once is not enough. I need as much of my voice in your head. Cool. And I love, thank you, Jessica, for saying that, because my hopes and dreams were for entrepreneurs to be able to get the perspective of what their partner feels and go, "Oh, okay, they're not evil or against me, or they just have a different perspective." So when we first started, I feel like we kind of got that business together. It took about a year. We turned that thing around, a lot of work, not turn around, but got it from kind of slowly degrading to our first, 7-figure exit. And then we went into another business, and you kind of helped us start. And then we sold that 2 or 3 years later. So for us, it usually takes a couple years to get the thing up and going. And the beautiful thing is with owners of cleaning companies, certainly if you got the right training, it doesn't have to take that long. But the problem is with this business, the coaching business, I think we're up and running again in 2 or 3 years. And when I say up and running, we obviously had revenue and had things going, but we had staff and it kind of grew fast. And the problem for me is, and I can't wait to hear your perspective, is at the beginning I felt, and I don't even know if it's the truth, I felt like I need your help. Like we're just starting, you guys know when you're starting, there's just this much work to do. For those of you that can't see the video, I'm holding my hands out wide, and there's like this much of you. For those of you that can't see, I'm putting my hands very close together. So we feel like there's just an infinite wall of work to do. There's only us to do it. There's no money to pay anyone because we're just starting. So I felt like, and again, if it's a little different, if Natalie, had a different job or some high power job that was important to her, that would have been a whole different kettle of fish. So we can only coach to the non-entrepreneurial spouse or the supportive spouse, whatever you want to call the good-looking spouse in our case. You call it what you want. Is not working a full-time job. So the dynamic, I think, would have been completely different had Natalie had a different job or other commitments. I can't speak to what that would feel like, but without a full-time job, I think I kind of felt, and looking back, as I said, I'm like, I don't think that was right, but I kind of felt like, well, of course Natalie would help me. Why wouldn't you? You're just free labor. And I can't wait to hear, maybe Natalie's like, I didn't feel that way.
Can we blur things out, or just maybe
I can figure out.
Read between the lines.
She's trying to give me the finger and not upset Facebook because she's a. So you look at how pretty. Look at her and being crude like that. How dare you? This is a good God-fearing audience. We don't need your vulgarity, woman. This is what she has to put up with. So this is the garbage we each put up with. But she's so pretty to look at. I tolerate a lot more. So now everyone that's not watching, everyone on the podcast, like, I got to see this freaking chick. Like, is he just making this up? What's going on with her? It's a lot of pressure for you to be good looking because they come on, they go, well, she's cute, but he made her out to be gorgeous. Come on. My poor wife, she's so amazing. All right, so I kind of felt like at the beginning, and I'm going to give all stages, I want to hear your kind of thoughts on how you felt through each of those. At the beginning, I felt like you're not working, and I shouldn't say not working. Obviously, you contribute with kind of house, or shared responsibilities with the house, cooking, cleaning, all that. When we started, we didn't have a son, so your responsibilities in that area were smaller. So I just assumed you'd work, and you always did because you're amazing. But maybe that you did it. Maybe just the assumption was probably now that I say it wasn't right. As we grew, I know I could have kind of hired her out a lot sooner, but I got just spoiled rotten with employees, and this is gonna make me sound like a terrible human being, but I want to be as honest as I can. With employees, I have to be nice. I have to have boundaries. I can't just text them or call them at 8:30 at night or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. they can quit, and I don't want anyone to think like consciously I'm thinking like, screw this chick, I'm going to just use her and make her do, nothing like that. But certainly subconsciously there was this I wouldn't say expectation, reality, like, Natalie and I love each other. She knows I'm never leaving anywhere. And best I've done to be a terrible husband, she just won't leave either. So I kind of had the assumption that she was just not going to leave and that she could just work anytime because I wanted to work anytime. So that's for an entrepreneur, that makes sense. And if it's two entrepreneurs married to one another, that might make more sense. But an entrepreneur and like, hey, I didn't really sign up for this, but I love you and I want to support you. Maybe it's not the same. So the first stage was assumptive you would help and probably, I don't say needed you because there's lots of single people that start businesses. So I didn't need you, but I felt desperately like I need you and your help was hugely instrumental in helping. Then the next phase was kind of almost taking advantage, like maybe I don't need you as much, but now you spoiled me with this employee that I can talk to on a Saturday or anytime about business. And, that might have had its own different thing. And then the third stage was I definitely didn't need you. I should have hired other people. Because again, we know as entrepreneurs, we're not the best person for every job. Sometimes we're not even the best person for any job, but we're the only person for the job, so we do it. So Natalie ended up doing a lot of things that she is just not her gifting. Certainly not my gifting. So I don't want you to be like, oh, dumb Natalie did it. I would have done better. Oh no, Mike would have been terrible at it. Well, Natalie was merely bad at it. So like that's you're merely passable depending on how you look. So we kind of went from felt like I needed her and just assumed she'd help to some taking advantage. I'm sure we violated some sort of labor laws, like, oh, you're my wife, you can work 100, not 100 hours a week, but we can talk about, think about, live business way too much. To you really could have, should have been out, but I had an emotional need more than anything, and really laziness of I have to hire a real employee that I pay real money and treat. You can't just be like, try this, do this, whatever. And I thought that was good for me. And then the final stage that we're just into now is we finally hired you out. You don't really do it. And again, a lot of the members love Natalie. So everyone in our high level coaching, Natalie, but that's more like you're just friends with them. So it's not like you're doing coaching. You tell me if it feels like work, but I don't feel like you're really working. These are our friends and we spend time with them. And I came to the realization like, holy crap, the people that I've hired to do Natalie's job are far better at the job than Natalie. Cause that's what they want to do it. B, I'm paying them. C, that's their skill set and desire, as opposed to Natalie's like, I'm just stuck with it, I guess. So that's kind of what it felt like. Is really at the very end, I saw the value in the light of, man, I don't know that I really should have Natalie doing all this stuff. And she's not the best person for the job. She's just the most available, willing person for the job. It took me forever to get around. So that's mine. I would love to hear your perspective, and maybe we'll just end it with that.
Just starting with a caveat, I don't totally suck at everything.
No, everything you've ever done. Clearly not.
I mean, I suck at the decision that I made to marry.
Oh, that stings.
No, I definitely think I my background was more in design and graphics and things like that. And when we got married, it was, let's get to work. And so it was like learning, construction and billing and bidding and finding jobs. And
that was when we had a construction company, by the way, if you're wondering what kind of construction is in coaching. None, virtually. That was when we had a construction company.
Bookkeeping and prevailing wage reports and all these things that were just not in my wheelhouse, that I didn't have the luxury of, I'm going to go to school and get educated on this or get classes. It was like crash course. Mike has 300 other things to do. Here it is. Learn it and go.
So what did I do to help other people that helped? You're like, that was really helpful. I like that. Other owners in Service Nation could do that to love their spouse. And what did I do that you're like, that you could do without? Give Service Nation both.
I think there's a lot of things where we obviously love our spouses and we feel like they're very competent people. Like we wouldn't have married somebody who was incompetent or that they, that obviously you look down on. So you give them a lot of credit, and some things that you may have a lot of experience in that may seem like second nature, may be like trying to learn Mandarin for your spouse. And so when you give them that task and they're kind of struggling through it and trying to learn it, getting frustrated with them for not picking it up is not helpful. But then kind of loving on them and kind of walking them through it, because giving them the benefit of the doubt that they're really trying hard to work for you and learn it, but it's not necessarily their like gifting, like you said, and having more patience with them is very helpful. So encouraging, and instead of focusing on their faults and their failures, focus on their wins and their strengths, and kind of giving them the opportunity to rise to that occasion.
So let me put words in your mouth into what I heard you say. You can make sure I got it, and hopefully me repeating it will help make sure Service Nation gets it. So I think as entrepreneurs, and I definitely was guilty of this, we assume the rest of the world thinks like we do, but they don't, or everyone would own a business and no, none of us having employees would all be entrepreneurs. So I just assumed you'd kind of get stuff, both the passion, the commitment, whatever it took. I figured you'd get it, and then I got frustrated with you when you didn't. And you're like, "Hey, I'm not even. This isn't even. I'm just helping you out, you dude. Like, what? Slow down, take it easy. Am I hearing you right or no?"
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So transitioning out, let's talk about that. I don't know that for us, I mean, gosh, it's been 10 years. I think the first couple would have been harder for me to do it kind of on my own. Obviously, we've had Christian now since for 5 years. He's four now, and you're involved in the business, gone down a bit, with him. The transitioning out, because we here, and I want to be totally honest with you guys and be as transparent as can be. We tried to transition out for probably a year, 2 years. Is that a reasonable
Couple
time frame?
years.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
2 years, call it, give or take. And I think the big mistake we made from my perspective is we tried to do too much too soon. So Natalie was this huge piece of the business emotionally for me, emotionally for our clients. Like everyone knows and loves Natalie. Like I'm kind of the jerk that does all the yelling and coaching, and Natalie's the mom that makes it all better.
It's kind of like the parents. They'd go to you and you'd say no, and then they'd like email me, and I'd be like, okay, I'll
Okay, I'll
help
do
you.
it.
Like
Yeah.
8 o'clock at night on a Zoom. Like,
Yeah, so it's not just me taking advantage of Natalie. All our client, not that they would take advantage, but Natalie's sweet, so I'm better at setting boundaries. I'm not doing that. Whereas Natalie's like, no, I'll help you. So I felt like for me, it was emotionally, I just wanted to have that connection of like, hey, I want this to be our thing together, not my thing. Which I realize now that we're divorced, it's even better that it can be our thing. Because
divorced?
did I say divorced? Oh my gosh. Whew. let's edit that out, kids. So that was a Freudian slip. I feel like now that you're out of the business, we've divorced.
Okay.
Now that I've divorced you from the business, I don't know. There's no coming back from that. I screwed that one pretty hard. Now that we are madly in love and completely married, but not working together anymore, working very limited, going together. I found that I'm able to connect with you on the business even more. Because before I'd be like, what do you think about this? And because you're a human being, you'd be like, well, it sounds like a lot of work for Natalie, which I'm not super into. Not, like forced labor work, not even like, oh, I want to, and I'm guessing parts of it, you're like, oh, I think that would be fun, but I'm not going to just do that. I have to do all of it. And it sounds terrible. Now, when I ask you stuff, you're like, do I have to do anything? I'm like, no, I just want your opinion. You're like, oh, then I get so I feel like the connection is better when you're not a piece of it. So that was weird for me. That was insight. So everyone thinking about, Jessica's laughing at me as I have it coming. So everyone thinking about transitioning, not divorcing, God forbid, but transitioning your spouse out. I can encourage you that the connection doesn't have to be worse. It can be better. That emotional support. Cause I only saw the good parts of having Natalie. I didn't see the bad parts, so she's out. The emotional support, like of, hey, or that do this thing at 2 o'clock on a Sunday is gone now. But it also kind of sucked because Natalie, it was bad for both of us. She can't really leave. I mean, I shouldn't say she can't. She chooses not to leave the marriage, right? So it was hard for her to leave the job without having ripples in the main relationship in our lives with one another. But I couldn't really demand her to do anything, right? So I'm like, she's like, I'm like, you can't leave. You're stuck here. She's like, you don't even pay me, right? Like, so neither of us had the control that we want. She felt like she was kind of stuck doing this thing, whether she wanted to or not. I felt like I had to beg, which with, our team members, they're great and amazing, but they showed up for that, right? I don't have to beg, because we pay, but more because that's what I hired them to do, right? Like nowhere in Natalie and I's vows was like, you'll work like a dog for X amount of hours per week. So for me, my fear was we'd lose the connection on the business and it would just be me. It was the opposite. She has a lot more energetic, emotional energy to support me because she's not doing any of the physical work, right? So she can be an owner with me as opposed to a fellow freaking worker. And I realized, I want a co-owner, not a co-worker. Looks like you want to say something.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be excited about big projects that have a lot of components when I don't personally have to do all of it.
Or any of it.
Right. And I think the other part of it was I was kind of doing lots of different things, right? Just like
everything.
Right. So everything that I was doing, we tried, we as far as transitioning out, we tried to hire one person to do all of that and realized, crap, one person doesn't do all of that. So we had to
Well,
hire
not a
multiple
regular
people.
person. Like if I hired someone, I have to hire two or three people. But my poor, indentured servitude wife, she gets stuck doing all of it. So I'm just going to finish with my thoughts. I'll let Natalie finish the whole thing. So first, I just want to give you the things I thought were going to go bad and how I perceived it would be and how it actually went. And then I'd love to hear Natalie's thoughts. And then we got to call it because we're way over on time. But people love Natalie on the podcast and this topic. So okay, so the first thing was I thought I'd lose that connection with her, like as business people, because she wasn't going to be in the business anymore. It actually got better, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you, I don't care. I get paid the same no matter what y'all do. I'm just sharing my experience. Um, the second part was I was afraid I wouldn't be able to replace her, and I can't. But the missing the I can't have someone Skype someone at 9 o'clock. Although poor Lindsay's because she's on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast, so she's like you do Skype me, you do
We love
Slack
you,
me at
Lindsay.
9 o'clock at night. Yeah, she's like bull to the crap. But I feel like it's easier to set boundaries with Lindsay, and I'm always concerned about her time and her not getting burnt out. And you would think, and as much as I love Lindsay, she's amazing. She's not my wife. I've been committing my life to her, so why would I treat Lindsay better than my poor bride? That makes no sense, or all the team. So I thought it was going to be worse because I wouldn't have that, but it was actually better because the relationship I have with Lindsay and all the other people is healthier because they've agreed to do the job they do. We only have them do one job. They get paid. It's easier for me to set boundaries. It's easier for them to set boundaries, right? If I did call Lindsay at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night, she'd be like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you can't, I'm not going to, she wouldn't pick up, right? Whereas my poor wife, it's harder for her. So I thought that would be a big negative. It's actually positive. I actually prefer having people where we have like a work relationship where we agree you're going to contribute to this team and it's something you love to do. And I have the right to ask you to do these things and you have the right to go only during these hours. Like it was just the relationship made more sense or makes more sense. What else did I miss? The last thing I was a killer. I thought only Natalie could do certain things. And the trick for me was only Natalie could do all of those things, but other humans could do each piece. Like the last thing we finally got her out of, we do events for our members when the world's not shut down. And Natalie, again, this is dumb entrepreneur. Lindsay just said, no 11 o'clock Eastern time calls, please. And again, I'll text her like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's like 6 or 7 at night for her, and she's like always sweet about it, but she shouldn't be. Be meaner to me, Lindsay. Don't tolerate that kind of crap. Or get me back by texting me at 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. my time, which is 8 o'clock your time. That's how you get me back. Crap, I forgot what we were talking about. But wait for it. One person couldn't have done everything, but the planning of the events is like, it's not really something I could have Lindsay. I mean, I could. Lindsay's so sweet, she'd do it, but then it would be pushing her boundaries just too much on top of other things she already had. And Lindsay's not an expert at that, so we actually ended up hiring 2 or 3 or 4 different people. Lindsay took the brunt of what Natalie was doing, but then we sliced up things. So I don't know that Lindsay could have done all the things Natalie did reasonably, right? She's got a life and she's not interested in working 60 hours a week or whatever poor Natalie was doing. But Lindsay plus 2 or 3 other people could do. So if you're like, I can't hire someone to do my spouse, be okay with hiring 2 or 3 part-time people to do the one full-time job. And also for me, if I had to be honest, I think lack of systems and process really, the system and processes all do it. And if I run out of time, then Natalie will do it. It's a terrible system for a real business, right? When you have employees, you're forced to be like, I have to have real systems and real processes. All right. I've said everything I have to say on the topic for this thing. Give me your feedback. Give whatever closing value you can give to Service Nation on how to make their spouses feel loved and how that relationship work from your perspective.
I think the number one most important thing is to remember why you're doing everything. You can work really hard. You can build a multi-million-dollar business. You can have all the money and all of the acclaim and all of the success in the world. But if you permanently damage that relationship with your spouse because you're unable or unwilling to make those systems and processes, it's all for naught. So spouse first, business, hopefully third or fourth. But,
Yeah, it should be some room in there for God, maybe a kid, maybe some other things, but that's between you and God if he's in the list, or I don't know, you and whoever, you and your spouse, sort it out, people. All right, great episode, guys, gals. Let me know if stuff like this is valuable. We always want to give you the things that you need, and I love being able to just be kind of open kimono and show the good and the bad of what works and what doesn't work. Love you guys. You're amazing. Talk soon.